Hello, this is Rob Sinclair from Conscious Brands, and I have with me today Matthew Engelhart from Cafe Gratitude, and the founder of Sacred Commerce. Matthew, welcome.
Thank you very much.
What can you tell us about Sacred Commerce? What is it?
Thanks. So Sacred Commerce is this preposterous notion that a business, while functioning as a business, can also be a place of awakening. Awakening to what? Awakening to who we really are, our true nature, which is unconditional love. In the old model, people were to come to work, leave their baggage at home, and just get the job done. That would be the paradigm of the human doing. But we're actually human beings. And life is much more enjoyable if we are more present to the being of human being. So we say Cafe Gratitude and Sacred Commerce is about creating a safe container in the work environment so that people can show up in work and be transparent, bring their baggage to work, bring their wounds to work, and heal them in the collective. And we say that not only healing can take place at work, but work can be a more productive place. Why? Because people love being there. It's safe, it's loving, it's acknowledging. And they don't have that experience at home. They don't have that experience with their families in their other communities. So it's creating such a juicy party, transformational party at work, that people are more productive and want to be there.
That sounds fantastic. Interesting concept. And the one thing that stuck out with what you said there was, people feel that they can come to work and it's a safe place. Have you seen some of those attributes and those characteristics carry from the work into the home? It's kind of the opposite, right?
Oh, absolutely, Rob. So, we've been practicing this for 8 years at Cafe Gratitude in San Francisco with hundreds of employees, and you can't believe how many letters we've gotten from parents saying, "What did you do to my kids? They're talking to me again. They're acknowledging me. They're thanking me for being a great mom. They're thanking me for giving me their life." And it's extraordinary how when people begin to awaken and begin to express and live from their heart, of course it carries into their other communities. So yes, it works the other way. Most people like work, and then they'll go away to a yoga retreat to recover from work. We're saying go to work and then bring that awakening out into the rest of your life.
Fantastic. So, I mean, it's one thing to say that this is awesome for Cafe Gratitude, and obviously it is. But, have you seen this work with other organizations, or is this something that is exclusive to the culture of Cafe Gratitude and maybe that consciousness of San Francisco?
Well, you could say that because we're a vegan and raw food restaurant, that the people that we attract might be more up for this. But, we have consulted with Whole Foods. We just trained, I think, 40 Whole Food executives in clearing, which is one of our practices in Sacred Commerce. Mm-hmm. And they completely loved it. And they saw how it was going to change their corporate culture. We've traveled to Canada. You guys have a company called Sage. They have retail stores all over Western Canada. It's essential oils and makeup and like medicines and stuff like that. They've used this practice among their executive teams. So we've seen the results in lots of businesses. Our business has very low margins, so that if we can pull it off in a restaurant business, I consider the restaurant business, the only thing harder than the restaurant business is farming, which I'm also doing. And if we can do it in the restaurant business, where it's very tight and very labor intensive, then it can be executed in other businesses that aren't so constrained.
Now, thank you. I definitely see that, and I know you've had businesses in the past in your life, pre Cafe Gratitude.
Yeah.
You know, is this one of those things that you wish you would have known 20 years ago and would have shifted? I mean, obviously you've got to where you are because of the experiences you've had, but
absolutely. And the thing is, when any culture that's already habitually in place is always harder to change. So we started Cafe Gratitude with sacred commerce practices, so it was much easier. There was no other culture that we didn't have to steer the ship in a different direction. There was only one direction. So it is, I'd say it is challenging to go into an existing corporate culture, an existing family, or whatever community you want to transform and bring these practices, because there's a way it is. And then any change, the ego perceives as a threat.
Yeah.
So it definitely is good, always good to start at the beginning rather than where there's some habitual track. We get on our track and we don't want to change. So absolutely, I wish I'd learned this a long time ago, but for all my communities.
But you're learning it now, and that's what's awesome. So I know you have a fair amount of things going on in your world. Just one last question, and I guess it begs to be asked, is what are you grateful for?
What am I grateful for? Well, I've got 3 sons in the business. So that's just it. I mean, imagine having 3 grown-up sons and they all want to hang out and do your project. That's extraordinary. And they're amazing. 2 of them run the Los Angeles restaurant and are about to open a second restaurant in Los Angeles. And they're just these guru executives. They're just, they're excellent at executing things in the world. And they're also big heart spaces. And then our oldest son runs the Cafe Gratitude in Santa Cruz. And so that's what I'm really grateful for today.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much, Matthew. And we look forward to sharing this sacred commerce concept in Calgary, Edmonton, and Nelson in the end of April, early May. And thank you so much for showing up as a leader and just helping challenge the norms with this preposterous idea. I think it has a lot of merit. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Canada. We love you.